מקבלה, לחתולי לקראת כלה, בני שבת מקבלה. So yeah, לחתולי לקראת כלה. So I go through 5. Listen just for a second. לחתולי לקראת כלה. Same thing. Hang on the sea. לחדודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת מקבלה, etc. That's fine. Oh, we're doing the Ose Shalom. Shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru Yeah, I was a Jubilee, by the way, so I was a Jubilee. I grew up Jewish, but doing bluegrass and country. So I like to go 4-1, but I won't. Okay, good. And then you'll, yes, thank you. Hello. I'm sorry, Beth? Jeff? What's your last name? Achenbach. Okay, it's some kind of...
Well, that's my dad's name.
Oh, Achenbach.
So is the Achenbach question the nun or something?
So was it Achenbach at one point?
And actually, I was looking on Ancestry, and there was some people had another letter to it, but it was like my dad, their family was in Pennsylvania for like since the 1700s.
Oh, so there's like Pennsylvania German.
Yeah.
So I'm a Yiddish speaker, and I served in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I'm staying because this place in Pennsylvania
Yeah. Wow. This is your dad's name? My dad's still American. His mom was Irish. So. That counts.
That's American.
I didn't even realize it. I'm like, it wasn't that long ago.
So do you end up spelling your last name a lot? Achenbach.
Yeah.
Me too. Warschauer is like that. That's why.
I just figured out there was a C in there. I was messing it up for the better part of a month.
Yeah, oh well. It happens. It's better than
Well, people
something.
say it right. I'm always very, but it's not a big deal if they mispronounce it. They just mean
Sometimes your name has to be spelled correctly, like on a legal document. 1-1. Okay. Oh, this is what I always forget. Now let me put them on your shelf. Oh yes, I find out 5 minutes later. Okay. 24.
Test 1, 2.
Ay, 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 That's so pretty. Let's do that once more. Ay, 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 ay. Oy, ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Oy, 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 ay, ay.
24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Hey, Beth, would you add light to the room, please, and bring in those angels we just invited, lighting the candles? I do. I'll bring you the microphone. Face the people in YouTube and say,
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts, our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Amen. Amen. Doing so well, too. One more time. All right, third time's a charm. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik shel Shabbat. Through the whole blessing. Little sweetness.
Yes.
Yeah. Little sweetness into the day. It's juice.
As my B'nai Mitzvah kids always say, is it wine? It's juice. We're on page 5. We sanctify the evening. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher krishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tzeyat Mitzrayim kivanu v'chatav yatanu kidashta mikol hamim Shabbat kodshecha b'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Shemo.
B'kadosh HaShabbat
Amen.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. So I know Beth, you know Seth, and Seth, you know Beth. So everybody needs to really get to know Cantor Jeff Warshauer. We're so delighted that you're here. Wave to everybody in YouTube land.
In YouTube land,
So
YouTube
everybody
Shabbat
come
land.
to the congregation and to the sanctuary very soon and meet Cantor Jeff in person.
Can't wait. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yes, really, really, really happy you're here.
Oh, God.
Yes, and that's like the theme of these next Psalms is just expressing our joy. So, L'chu Neranena on page 12.
Sorry, give me a second. Guitar player is a little slower.
Page 12.
L'chu neranena, l'chu neranena, l'chu neranena, l'Adonai. L'chu neranena, l'chu neranena, קדמה פניו בתודה. נריה נריה לקצור ישנו בזמירות, נריה לו לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני.
Our joy mashup. Put your finger in page 44 and turn to the bottom of page 13 and sing it like we mean joy.
ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים, ומלואו. 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 ישמחו במלאכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלאכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. מקדשי מקדשי שבי שבת, כולם ישבעו ויתענגו מטובך השבת. ישמחו במלאכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלאכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת. חמדת ימים אותו קראת השבת. ישמחו במלאכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלאכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלאכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת.
Oh, taste that delight. The Chadodi, page 20. If there's even more that we can bring in and welcome and raise up, we can do that on the Chadodi, page 20.
And we're going to introduce, I think so, I think the rabbi knows this. I don't know if everyone knows this. This is from Uganda and is from the Abayudaya people, Jewish people in Uganda. And it's very, very lively. So if you're out there in YouTube land or hear Beth dancing, that would be appropriate. דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Fifth stanza.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורי קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please remain standing and turn to page 28. The Barhu. Y'all bless. Na, 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 na. Ya, na, na, ya, na, na, na. Ya, na, 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 na. Ya, na, 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 na. Ya, na, 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 na. Ya, na, 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 na. Ya, na, na, na. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
It's beautiful.
Yai, 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 Page 30.
Ya da 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 ya 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 da da. Oh ya da 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 da. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro mariv aravim, mariv aravim. V'chachmo poteach she'arim, uvitvuna משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם. ברקיע כצאנו, איי די 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 די. Baruch atah Adonai Hamari Varavi.
Page 32, everlasting love. You've offered your people Israel.
Avat olam Beit Yisrael, Amachavta, Torah u'mitzvot, hukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, shochavenu uvkumeinu, נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגד יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Amen. Let's read together in the top of page 37. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you're tired or you're rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them on the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gates. They're reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Emet ve'emunah, all this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us, that you alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. And Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously as we do now on page 40. Michamocha.
מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, איי 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 דה 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 מלכות קראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה לי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, ולא מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
Watch over us and deliver us, for you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life, to peace.
ושמות צאתנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
Invite us to rise, clear the passage, find the space, ask for the words to flow. Page 46.
Adonai sifata tiftachu fi yagid ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה, אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם, אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה, אדוני, מחיה הכל.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום
יעבדוך סלע. ברוך אתה, אדוני, האל הקדוש.
I invite us all to finish our Amidah prayer privately. Either the text between pages 54 and 60 or the text of our hearts. And just sit when you feel like you've said what you have to say.
Oh, say shalom bimroma. Oh, yeah, say shalom aleinu.
62.
Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. V'imro. da-da-dai, da-dai, da-da-dai, ay, da-da-dai, da-dai, ay, ay, da-da-dai, da-da-dai, da-dun-dai-da, da-da-dai, da-dai, da-dai. Oh, say shalom bimbroma. Oh, yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, imru, amen. Ay-ya-da-dum-ba-dai, um-ba-da-dum-ba-dai, da-da-dai-da-dun-dai-dai, da-da-dai-da-dai-da-da-dai, ay-ya-da-dai-da-dai, ay-ay-ay-ay, da-da-dai-da-dai-dai-dai, da-dai-dai-da, oy-oy-oy.
We always take the opportunity after we've prayed for what we need to pray for others. Mishaberach L'Cholim is on page 253. Healing of body, healing of spirit, psyche, self, relationship. All those prayers count. Page 253.
Mishaberach avoteinu, mekor habracha l'imoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
This week, we're especially praying for Millie Rottenberg, Howard Simon, Gloria Berkowitz, Gittel Batrana, Bernice Portney, Beryl, Ben Sima Bishmuel Leib, Steve Gellis, Shalom Avram Ben Golda Yeshayahu, Michael Rosenblum, Harav Miriam Yael Chaya Bat Sarah Yitzchak, Menachem Mendel Ben Yehudito Michael, Maxwell Zwain, Dr. Isoka Nosemwota, Alan Mentha, Marlon Williams, Eric Rivchin, Rhoda Alaribe, Luke Wright, Kendall Chaya Rafaela Bat Yehudit Sharon, Dolores McKell, Larry Kahn. These names we add.
So Abela Bas Rivka.
Cookie stem.
Mishaberach imotenu, mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for taking us there, bringing us back, bringing us into Shabbos. That's really sweet.
That's really great.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
So, in our continuing journey down the Elul Road, as I've mentioned the last couple of weeks, I'm bringing texts this month, during the month of Elul, to enrich our teshuvah process, which of course is the process all the time, but especially, I call it like that's the big garage house cleaning. The usual teshuvah process is that's like the, I don't know, bringing the hairs out of the sink, but the Elul Teshuvah process. That's the big, it's cleaning out the attic, cleaning out the garage. And remember, Teshuvah, we don't translate Teshuvah as repentance. We better translate it as a return. Right? And so it's a fair question to ask, return to what? So I'm wondering, before we go down that road, has anybody heard of the term a Baal Tshuva? Anybody heard of that? Yes, I know, Ben, you have. So usually when you hear the term Baal Tshuva, it's referring to a person who has become orthodox or very observant, usually from somebody that's had a more secular life. And so Baal means master, and Teshuvah, as we know, means return. So a Baal Teshuvah literally means a master of Teshuvah, or the master of return. And so traditionally and more literally, the term Baal Tshuva is one who takes the practice and the process of returning seriously. And that's exactly what we're all challenged to do over this month. And I very firmly also believe that it does all of our spiritual practices a disservice by limiting that term to just somebody who's returning to Orthodox practice. And it limits the beautiful, expansive nature of the process of Teshuvah. And so if we want to think more expansively and more honestly, I believe, about what we're returning to, right? Some of the things that we might think of are returning to our highest, best selves, returning to the person that we were put on this earth to be, returning to perhaps a path that we've strayed from. Maybe that path is a path that we've been walking alone, or maybe it's a path that we've walked or we're walking with a partner or a group of people. The word Israel can etymologically mean one who's straight with God. Yashar is straight, El is God, so Yisrael can mean one who's straight with God. So we could even understand what we're returning to as a relationship to God, however way we understand that. And I want to throw it out to you guys, because this is definitely a conversation. Got a text, got a story. What else might it refer to? What else might we be returning to? Can you think of anything? Either specific or general. For example, some might say, return to innocence. A little louder, you're wearing a mask. Oh, I love that. A return to optimism and possibility, right? To sort of move out of perhaps a more sort of cynical or jaded place where sometimes it's just so easy to go. Thank you so much, Ben. Where else we might be returning to? Ideas. What do you think, Glenn? A time of less anger. Oh, yeah, breathe into that. Thank you. Thank you. Other ideas? What do you think?
I think it's an amazing time when sort of on the outside we are making amends with the people around us, the people in our lives. But there's also the possibility of this incredible introspection. We have so much time to do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love that. The return to introspective. Goodness knows there is so much that distracts us on the outside, right? But being able to sort of take a little time, spend with ourselves. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? Peace. Finding a place of peace. I love that. Thank you. Return to perhaps moral integrity, coming to services, community, returning to our roots. How many people are sort of putting off, I don't know, genealogical surveys or research, or just our own roots? Returning to, recommitting to work for justice. Whatever it is, And it doesn't have to be limited to one thing, goodness knows, ever. It's certainly not a passive activity, any way you look at it. So I have brought a story, as I have promised that I would. I'm always so optimistic as to how many I bring, but I will continue with that. I return to this story again and again. It's one of my favorites. You may have even learned it with me before. I know you have, Seth. And before we read it, one thing that you have to know, that it's sort of a typical Jewish story, traditional rabbinic story, in that there's a character of the king and then there's a character of the son. And the thing that you have to know, that whenever you read a story in Jewish literature, the king always refers to God, how we understand God, and the son, that's me, and you, that's each of us, okay? So, here is the text. It's short and sweet. I'm going to read it out loud. Give one to Ben. And for you. Okay. So, there once was a king who had a son he loved very much. When the son was a young man, he ran away from home. He traveled farther and farther from his father's kingdom and had many experiences and discovered many new things. But after a while, he began to miss his home. His friends said to him, "Go home, for surely your father misses you a great deal." But the son replied, "I have gone too far, and I do not have the strength to travel the whole way home by myself." So he sent his father a note, and the reply came back immediately. His father wrote, "Come back as far as your strength will take you, and wherever that place is, I will meet you there." And I want to throw it out to us. What are some of your reactions to this story? How do you hear it? What strikes you? Oh, Beth.
Well, it's not that. It's like it's funny because I've been trying to live with my mother who lives in West Virginia. We came from 2 weeks ago.
Can everybody hear what she's saying?
You should find a place that's in the middle, and I'll go there and meet you.
So this is really speaking to you about really a place of going home. Has it been a long time since you've seen her? That's a long time. Wow. Wow. The story's for you tonight. That's beautiful. Thank you. Other reactions? Yeah, Ben.
First reaction is the liberal in me goes, kings, what do I have to, I don't relate to kings. I don't relate to the son of a king. And then I think to myself,
Remember, king is
right, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. And then we're all we kings and queens, and their father is
we are children of royalty.
right, children of royalty. Exactly. So that came to mind, and then yeah, like that's what God wants to meet with us.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting. Any other initial reactions? Glenn. Talk louder so everybody can hear you. Uh-huh. That's an impediment. That's hard. Yeah, yeah. So, other reactions? Initial, yeah, Jeff. Cantor Jeff, I'm sorry.
I think that it's pretty straightforward. I'm sure there's a lot of depth to it, but in the simplest way, it's we don't have to go all the way ourselves. We take a step in the direction of wherever we're trying to go.
Uh-huh.
Of love, of kindness, or wherever we turn, and God will lead us. God will lead us. It's not all on us. We'll be honest.
Yeah, God's got our back. Yeah. So, yeah. It's always a way to come back. Yeah. And in this story, is there one more than the other? Does it look at the text again? Does it seem like who misses who most? What'd you say, Glenn? The father, the parents. We can get like off the gender, right? So we can say the queen, right, or the parent. Yeah, which you know, I don't know. You hear so much in like popular religiosity, whatever you want to call it. It's like, you know, we're supposed to have the faith. We're supposed to have the faith, or we're supposed to want so much. But this is saying no, 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 no. Right? More than we need God. God needs us. God needs us to be God's partners. God misses us. The parent wants us. And, you know, if you have children of your own, you know, you sort of, there's a point at which you know that that's true. Yeah, yeah. Take a look at this running away from home piece, right, that's in the text. Is there a negative connotation, do you think, to this running away from home, a positive connotation to this running away from home? What are some of the things, how does that come across? Because, yeah. Yeah, thank you. So Glenn's saying, I don't see anything negative with it. Does anybody agree with? The core of the American experience is running away from home, yeah. But what does it say about what happens after he runs away from home? He's having a lot of experiences. Yeah, maybe, right, exactly. And in reading that, does it sound like there's any negativity to that, or does it read sort of like a positive thing? Neither? You think it's neutral? What do you think? I do too. Yeah. It's almost like it's expected, right? It's almost like it's celebrated. Right, right. They have to, right? They have to. Right. And only if you want to come back do they take you. Yeah, that's interesting. It's association there. Yeah, I really do think that it sounds like it's expected. It's almost celebrated, you know, and, you know, like, okay, the teenagers, they're going to go, yeah, they're well away. You know, you're going to do what you're going to do. And then whenever you're ready, come home. Home is always there for you. Mom is always there in that way. Yeah, I think there's something about that. As opposed to people say, well, it sounds like what's the son story in the Christian scriptures? I don't know. The prodigal son who does the same thing, right? But he's like, you get the finger wag, you know, like that kind of thing at the end. But here it's no. No, go live, and bring that back home. Bring what you've learned back home. And where it says, the son says, I've gone too far, and I don't have the strength to travel the whole way home by myself. What do you think is holding the son back, or the daughter, the child? Think about what that child is thinking, feeling. Is it like a little shame? Yeah, maybe sorrow. Yeah, like he's done some bad things. It's there. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, or guilt, maybe. Or guilt. Yeah, what do you think? Ben, were you going to say something? I was wondering if there's any insecurity there. Like I haven't measured up, or I'm not coming back successful enough, or, you know, fill in the blank. Or maybe it's just exhaustion. Maybe he's just tired. Right? Or I wonder if he's feeling a little, or she's feeling, oh, what's the point? Car broke down. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Right. And you can imagine nothing can ever change. Yeah, right. Oh, that's so interesting, right. Imagine nothing could ever change. Right, yeah.
I remember when I was at the seminary, one of my Bible teachers talked about how, well, it's cliche that Jews answer questions, how the Bible does that for us, or this kind of literature does that. And every time you have some, there are always more questions to be derived from it. So that brings up for me, like, why did he run away from home? It doesn't say why.
Yeah, yeah.
Might be some reason. So that, sorry, what's your name?
Glenn.
Glenn, that's very insightful. Like maybe they had a falling out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or maybe there were all these there was all these expectations that were put on this child, either at home or when they were out doing their thing. And then I guess the last question I'd ask is, what do you think we might learn from the response that this child gets from their parent? Come back as far as you can, as much as I say, as far as, I want to get the right text. Come back as far as your strength will take you, and wherever that place is, I will meet you. Say that again? Unconditional acceptance. Like, you are good enough. You are mine. You are mine. I am yours. Nothing else matters. Yeah. And an acknowledgement, life is tiring. Right? As far as your strength will take you, it wears you down. It can. Right. I have no idea. Doesn't it? It's one of my favorite Teshuvah stories. It's one of my favorite Teshuvah stories. I think that it's just like exactly kind of peel back the layers, and the more questions that you ask from it, it's just so real. It's so real and human, and it's such a beautiful, to me, image of how we can be in relationship with the divine. Maybe different, maybe not, but I think it just opens up all kinds of possibilities. You have to take the first step, right? Is that what you mean? Right, right, exactly.
I love how it says, like, his friend said, go here, go home, right? Like, we find sometimes friends, like, people that are friendly, that say, we're having fun, you don't need that, right? Like, these are friends are not, and his friends are encouraging him to, like, do a good thing, you know? To, like, saying, like, okay, we'll be okay, you need to do this for your soul. That, like, I get that, and that, like, that we need to surround ourselves with people that are
Mm-hmm.
spirituality and encouragers.
Mm-hmm. So you're seeing these friends as sort of people that are sort of elevate you spiritually, not, yeah.
I don't think we could do without a community
Yeah.
encouraging.
Certainly. I mean, look what happens here, how much we get out of this story. If you just read this story, you'd go, yeah, okay, right? But together we can like really peel and let things other come up. So there's a rabbi in the Talmud named Eliezer, and he teaches that we're supposed to do teshuvah the day before we die. And his students, his disciples go, okay, how do you know that when it's the day before you die? And his response in the Talmud is, that's all the more reason that you should do teshuvah today, lest you die tomorrow. No time like the present, right? We're never going to know what tomorrow's going to bring. Don't know that the people or the things that we want to do or the people that we love are going to be around as we just think they're going to be around forever. It's all going to be around forever. So I think it's interesting that Yom Kippur actually is seen as being snatched away from death. In a way, it's imagining, right? The spiritual work on Yom Kippur is imagining that we're getting as close as we can to death and looking at our lives and then praying for life, getting scared straight, so to speak. We're playing out our own end of days. I think it's a really amazing practice if we take that seriously. Ultimately, for so many of us, we think about teshuvah, I think, as one of my personal faves. Abraham Joshua Heschel linked Teshuvah to our, if you will, cultural national ethos of spiritual growth and renewal. He writes, "The sense of inadequacy ought to be at the very center of the day of Yom Kippur. To put contrition another way, develop a sense of embarrassment even, knowing that we have no answer to ultimate problems. We really don't know. And in this not knowing, in this sense of embarrassment lies the key to opening the wells of creativity." So for all of us, may it be that this month open the wells of our creativity and how we find a way to return, repair, and transform. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for unpacking this story with me. Okay, so we're going to turn to page, you don't have to, you can just follow me, page 284. Call and response. Ben, you want to give me us a downbeat? V'hashevota
Hashevota
el levavecha
el levavecha
ki Adonai
ki Adonai
hu ha'Elohim
hu ha'Elohim
v'hashevota
Hashevota
el levavecha
el levavecha
ki Adonai
ki Adonai
hu ha'Elohim
hu ha'Elohim
v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol ha'aretz
bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo
to the point where we remember those who gave us life, those who walked with us, those who held our hand, those who unconditionally loved us, but who no longer walk this earth. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 294. And this month, or this week, I never find this when I need it. We're observing the yard site of Samuel Bettinger, Neil F. Kessman, Joseph Schoenberger, and Harry Vogelman. Is there anyone else here who's in mourning or observing a yard site? You remembering somebody, or it's your practice? I'm sorry? Judy Valen, is that this week? Oh, it's her year, yes. Thank you.
My mother, Susie Emanuelitzton, Warschauer.
And if it's your practice to rise, I invite you to do so. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei b'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'bizman kariv v'imlu. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen.
Hey, Beth, you want to do announcements? Glenn, can you join the TEP crew? Well, all that means is that you turn on the YouTube machine when you arrive.
Do you want to use a microphone so that they hear
I'm
you?
sorry?
On
No, that's true, but we definitely need somebody that comes that knows how to do it because Seth can't continue. But yes, please continue. That would be great.
We want to welcome Cantor Jeff Warshauer as our cantor in residence. Cantor Jeff will be joining us for selected Kabbalat Shabbat and holiday services, as well as B'nai Mitzvah services. He will also be tutoring our B'nai Mitzvah children. Well, they're very lucky to have you.
I'm lucky.
And us too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Seth, for ensuring our service was live streamed to all at home. Anyone can easily be part of our tech crew. Offer the mitzvah of bringing Temple Beth-El to those at home by manning our live stream equipment. Talk to Seth Lubin for details. Please see the newsletter for other volunteer and mitzvah opportunities to strengthen our community and get involved, or just ask Tom or Rabbi at the Oneg. Join us, we're fun people. Reminder, Teruma pledges for 22-23 were due July 1st, so get your act together. If you haven't already, please register now for High Holy Day services. Registration is required for all again this year, and no one will gain admission without registration and authorization. The link to register is on the homepage of our website, and I also put it on the Facebook this week. Memorialize your loved ones in our 2022 Yitzchor Book of Remembrance. Follow the links in the weekly. Greeting our members is a crucial way in which our services run smoothly. Everyone feels valued and welcome, and we create a sacred space for the holidays. Please consider accepting one or more shifts as an usher for our High Holy Days. Shifts are generally between 1 to 2 hours. Follow the link in the weekly. The weekly has all the info, friends. Yummy Challah subscriptions for the fall and full school year are now available for $180 for a 15-week subscription and $360 for a 30-week subscription. The first challahs arrive this Thursday, so the final deadline to place your orders for fall is this Tuesday, September 6th. We are hoping a few more people join us. Follow the links in the weekly or online. Celebrate Hanukkah with the New Jersey Devils. Join your fellow congregants at the New Jersey Devils Hanukkah Hockey Night on Thursday, December 15th, as the Devils take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Reserve your tickets by September 11th. Details in the
Weekly.
Or
on the website.
Our next wine and cheese pre-neg will be on Friday, September 16th at 7:15 p.m. This is a lot of announcements.
Oh, I know. Does it say that that's Leadership Shabbat?
Our next Hot Shabbat?
No, Leadership Shabbat on the 16th when we have the pre-neg.
No.
Oh, well, that's Leadership Shabbat. Meet the new board, thank the old board.
Oh. The next Hot Shabbat is September 17th. That's the day after.
Yeah, 17th, right?
Okay.
Yes.
For singing, dancing, story time, and other age-appropriate activities, weather permitting, we'll be out on the temple lawn.
With Ben.
With Ben. That's fun. Can I come?
You can.
Okay.
You don't even need to bring a kid. You just have to act like one.
I can do that. In preparation for the High Holy Days, we will watch and discuss the documentary Tell Me Who I Am, a fascinating story about trust, trauma, memory, identity, forgiveness, and reconciliation. Follow the film, Cantor Jeff will lead the Sleek Coat prayers as we transition to our white Torah mantles. Sleek Coat is Saturday, September 17th at 6:30 p.m. Our High Holiday cantorial soloist, Hadar Ahuvia, has created a playlist to help familiarize you with the melodies you'll be hearing at the High Holiday services. Follow the link
On the website.
in the weekly.
In the weekly.
Temple Beth-El is participating in 2 important local street fairs. Please come and show your Temple Beth-El spirit, and even better, stay for an hour to human our tent. Talk up our temple. The All About Downtown Street Fair will be on Saturday, September 17th from 12 to 8.
Busy weekend.
The Jersey City Educational Fair will be on Saturday, September 24th from 10 to 1 in Hamilton Park. Follow the links in the weekly to sign up for a shift. Chilltown Boogie is a historical opera telling the history of Jersey City in 5 stories and being performed at 5 locations across the city. That's cool. The final story is about and will be performed at Temple Beth-El. Features the rising star of the Jewish progressive movement, Rabbi Schweitzer, on the importance of building a new temple in Jersey City for the growing community of Jewish immigrants. That's Sunday, October 2nd at 6:30 p.m. It's free. Introduction to Judaism, a 20-week class taught by Rabbi Morit, begins Wednesday, November 2nd. That information is probably in the weekly and online. Change the world 1 meal at a time with 1 hour out of your week. Help feed our hungry and homeless neighbors at our food pantry. Food pantry has moved to Thursdays. Don't have an hour? Help feed them with a donation for the food we buy. Details on the website, or just show up on Thursday. You'll be glad you did. And that's the announcements. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Jeff.
That was great.
And Glenn and Seth.
That was spirited. Excellent. Ay Shabbat Shalom.
feeding us and bringing us yummy fresh challah.
Oh. Lechem min haaretz. Shalom. I'm going to finish chewing, but I just want to thank, if you're still on YouTube, but also especially everyone in the room, but you too, thank you for welcoming me so warmly. I'm so excited. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Ben. What a pleasure. And all of you here, and all of you out there. Shabbat Shalom.